I've got one more pole, and then a bracing pole, and then we'll show you what I'm doing. I want to show you how I was taught to do what they call a hurricane wrap. Super simple. Once you get the basics down on it, get the pole set. Takes a lot of work out of taking cherry tomatoes. Whether you've got 10 or like I had last year, 87. I had 87 tomato plants down there, and this is what I used, and lost no tomatoes due to them falling over or falling down. We had severe weather. Stay with me, let me show you what we got. Now, I don't know who came up with the idea to do it this way, but I'm sure glad they did. Takes a lot of work off me. I think they call it the hurricane wrap. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that, but it's an excellent idea to keep your tomato plants from bushing out and keep them moving upward, producing. It's nothing unusual to have 5 and 6 foot tall tomato plants. No. If you keep them tied up correctly and taken care of, they'll keep right on producing right up till fall. But I've got 30 plants now. Last year I had 87, and I used the same method. So if you've got 30 plants or 130 plants, this works. It takes a lot of work off of you if you're by yourself, and I am by myself. Like I say, I've got 50 by 150 working this ground here. I cut back, allow myself room to get the tiller in here. Last year I didn't have room, so I had to use the hoe. Everywhere there was a weed, I had to hoe. I think I brought a tiller down here one time last year, and it was a waste of effort. The upper garden is 50 by 100. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. Nevertheless, let's talk about tying up your tomato plants by yourself. You have to bunch them up. You have to be careful not to break the limbs and damage the plant, the whole 9 yards. And depending on your weather will determine how many times you have to tie that, or how often you have to tie that tomato plant up. This is a simple weave method. Start back here, tie off to your brace pole. Now you can use fence posts. I use bamboo. I got fence posts as a brace pole. I'll tie it off right here, and I'll go outside, 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 weaving back and forth. Okay? I'll get down to the end, I'll tie it off, and I'll do the opposite coming back to where I started. And I'll show you what that does to the plant. But excellent method to keep your plants up off the ground. And like I said, regardless of how many plants you got. Anything that'll take some of the work off of you is a good thing, right? Right. So let me get started tying these up. I got one more brace pole to set right here, and we'll move forward. Stay with me. Oh, I've got to hurry. We've come one way. This side, that side, this side, that side. It don't matter how you go around the pole. The plant is what you're after. Okay? You want that twine to be on both sides. Every time you wrap, it's got to be on both sides of that plant. So, oh, I've got to hurry. But you can see what we're talking about there. Scissor effect. A lot of people say, well, it's the pole. It's the pole, but it's more of the plant, the direction you're taking with the plant. Doesn't really matter how you go around the pole. Okay? And if you are using bamboo or cane, the juke twine don't want to adhere to it so well. It doesn't. Take you some fencing wire, trap wire, or whatever you've got, and if you think it's not going to tighten up and hold it securely, go ahead and put your little piece of wire of some kind, wire tie or whatever you want to use, just to keep that juke twine in place, because it will stretch. But you got to come up on that plant just as far as you can get up. You know, I don't like to leave about 5-6 inches above that juke twine. And that's about what it is right now. So let's get busy, children. I'll go back up, then we'll show you what we've got. Now I think you can kind of get the idea. Right there. Be okay. Be alright to keep right on growing. I think I even had a lady to comment last year. Juke twine, you're choking them plants. They can't get the nutrients that they need. You're choking them out. Like this. She said, you're choking that plant out. It's not getting the nutrients that it needs. It's going to die doing that. That's really, lady. Really? Yeah. That'll save me about, I'd say probably about 2 weeks work, depending on the weather. If I get 2 or 3 days of rain, I know my plants are secure for the next at least week. Keeps them up off the ground, keeps them good and secure. I just tied up 15 plants and just long enough for me to go up through there and wrap it around and go. So they're tied up, they're good to go. Now if I want to come in between that and maybe put a brace pole, if I feel like it, something just ain't, if I get that gut feeling, you know, I'll come in here with a tobacco stick or something, super secure it about midways, put me about 3 through here for 1 or 2 or whatever. I did down that way, which now I had 80, like I said, 87 plants, and it was massive. Buckets and buckets upon buckets of tomatoes. Nevertheless, let's get the pole set. I still ain't set my pole and get busy. It's coming. I'll show you the final effect, but I'm satisfied with that. I think they'll be okay. Stay with me, children. Well, I had intentions, and I'll hurry up and get off this thing. I'm wore out. But I had intentions to just come down here and doing a tie-up on my maters and check my poles for my beans. I want to make sure they're good. Huh? So look here coming. Yeah, look here coming. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. But what started out as, my old buddy knows what I'm talking about if he's watching this video. What started out as it just takes 10 minutes. It just took me the better part of all day. But I cleaned all this up. That's keeper wood there for framing. And that was mold lettuce and mustard bed lumber. But I'm trying to eliminate the hiding place for the moles. See, they had burrows all under this, mice and moles. I'm getting rid of that. And them little scraps right there, I'll put them in the side beside, get them out of here. I gotta go. But I'll stack these poles up and over there and get all this cleaned up and weeded right down to the dirt. Huh? Right down to the dirt. That way if there's any snakes or any moles or anything working, won't feel so comfortable being out there. See, all we get up to them poles right there, I think he's gonna spray from there out. God, it's coming. Look. Ooh, I gotta go. Gotta go, children. But productive day nonetheless. Turn right, Jughead. Yeah. You know the deal. You and your brothers. But I beat the rain, thankfully. Got my old shirt tied down here. Yeah. But nevertheless, I got that cleaned up. The biggest part of it. Obviously, look at the back of this truck. What a mess, buddy. Nothing but cane poles. Accumulation where I've cut and recut and cut and cut to fit. All those water cane poles there was, old junkers. No good to me, just in the way, just a mess, just a snake's den is what it was. But we got all this cut down, got all this weed eating, get all these poles stood up over yonder. I'm gonna cut it about that brush pile right there. Down. Clean that up. That's my intentions anyway. Next time I come down and weed eat, hopefully I'll have just a weed eat day. But everything looking good so far. I may have to weed eat here in the next few days, but everything's looking good. Taters looking good. Everything that's up is looking good. Radish is looking real good. Let's get out of here. We're gonna go get rid of this wood. Funny story, right real quick. I took a load of that wood like that right there to the dump. The fella at the dump said, "Babe, why'd you bring it up here for?" I said, "I didn't want to throw it out. It's just the way I am. Just didn't want to throw it out on the ground." He said, "Buddy, wood and junk like that, throw it out on the ground. Take it up the holler somewhere. It's going to rot." That's me, though. Let's get out of here before we get caught in the rain. I got to go unload this. Hey, it's your boy, String Bean, Mountain Bush Traffic Lines. Always go farther, stay longer. I'll catch you somewhere.